Shame on the United States. Shame. Shame on Donald Trump and his whole administration. So check this out, y'all. White South Africans granted refugee status by the Trump administration. Now let that sink in. Look at these people. These people are the descendants of the colonizers and the apartheid rulers in South Africa. So the government over there is using their constitution to help give land back to the native Africans. They're buying land from South Africans who own 70% of all the land. And you go, how did they do that? They stole it. Then you got Elon Musk and Donald Trump talking about there's a genocide happening. There's no genocide. The only genocides that are happening right now are in Gaza, the Congo, South Sudan. Those are really genocides, and those are really refugees. Then you got Trump, remember, talking about they're eating the cats, they're eating the dogs when he's referring to Haitians. That's not happening either, and it wasn't happening. They have real status to be here, to work. But these guys, these Afrikaners, these poor farmers, they just, for whatever reason, can't make money in South Africa. They haven't been on their job. You notice there ain't no millionaires and billionaires Afrikaners coming to the United States as refugees. It's the poors. They got money for wars, but can't feed the poor. And I'm talking to you, white Americans, especially the ones who are in the lower class or poor. This really affects you. These Afrikaners are about to come over here, get free housing, free medical. They're going to get jobs. They're going to get education. And meanwhile, a lot of you are going to continue to live in rural areas, in your trailers, in your apartments, and you're going to lose your jobs because of Doge. These guys are here to get all the resources. America, that's a shame, y'all. That is a shame.
This is for entertainment purposes only. So the first batch of Europeans have been transferred from South Africa to the divided states. Where? And there's a lot that's been said. First of all, I didn't even know Musk is not the only Muzungu from South Africa or Afrikaans who is behind Trump. There's three of them. I think Miller and I don't know, I can't remember their names, but there's actually three of them. And this is what influenced the decision. I've already told you that they want to make the divided states like a Mzungu empire, even though the indigenous Americans, it's now emerging, looked like I and I. Anyway, family, symbolically and spiritually, this is huge because it marks the exit of the Mzungu from Africa spirit.
Now, I ain't trying to start nothing, but with those new Afrikaners, is that how y'all say it, coming over here, what you think those white veterans that voted for Trump, how you think they feel right now about that? What you think about all of these white people who voted for him that lost their jobs? What you think they feeling about it, about their mortgage payments, about the inflation? Do you think that they're celebrating these folks coming over here and getting housing and getting land given to them when they're immigrants? This is the main thing that those folks was complaining about, immigration, right? And now he's bringing folks in and putting them before his constituents. I'm going to tell you how I know that importing those South Africans was a huge mistake and it's not going to work. It's not going to work for them. What's going to happen when Donald Trump and that whole group is voted out and not in there? Because I'm going to tell you something that's going to happen, that's guaranteed, is that in those primaries next year, the Senate turning blue. The Senate and the House turning blue. This country is going to make sure They kick every last red person out who supported this man. You got MAGA people tired of him. You know it's deep when even his own group of people, a lot of them is tired. You think they're going to forget that? You think the police unions are going to forget that? You think the police unions are happy about those South Africans coming over here? Do y'all think that some of the Hispanics that are still here that voted for him, you think they're happy about that when some of their family members got kicked out? This is the dumbest administration I've ever seen, because they are doing counterculture. They're doing the complete opposite of what it would take to win the votes of their own people. Now, what's going to happen is, mark my words, mark my words, when the Senate turned blue, they're going to pass legislation to ban immigrants from owning several acres of land. They're not, listen, watch what happens to them. Yeah, I feel bad. No, I don't. I take that back. Yeah, I don't feel bad. But that was a dumb move. They had land there already, and they're dealing with the drama back there. Hey, you're going to deal with the drama here because this government is going to snatch the land from you if you're an immigrant. You're not going to be able to do that here.
You may not like what I'm saying, but the fact that Trump are allowing white South Africans to come to the U.S. does not bother me. It does not bother me at all. What bothers me is when foreigners of color who looks like me comes to the U.S. and says that they don't like Black Americans. That's what I have an issue with. So at least we know what we're getting from individuals who does not look like us. And 9 times out of 10, they may treat us better than the foreigners of color who looks like us, disrespecting us, saying we're lazy, and which is a lie. Because the same tax dollars that we work hard to be taken out of our checks and out of our pay and paying business taxes and things of that nature, those are the same tax dollars that are helping these individuals who are coming over here. So with that being said, I don't have a problem. Let's go Trump. USA. USA. I voted for him. So I don't have a problem.
Hey guys, just a word of advice to the white people that came from South Africa that are coming to America, the land of the free. You're coming to America. Welcome to America. I heard you're here now. Here's a word of advice from me to y'all. I know y'all going to be settling in, I heard it's going to be in Idaho and North Carolina. That's where y'all going to be settling. Just a word of advice. The Black people here are not like the Black folk that you're used to in Africa, the ones that were working for you, the ones that you were talking down on. The African Americans over here, you better not start with them Black folk over here. You better watch your back. They're different. You're not going to have maids. You're going to do your own dishes. You're going to clean your own house. You're going to cook your own food unless if you can afford to go to the restaurant and eat some restaurant food. That's just a word of advice. I mean, I just thought I would just, be nice enough to share that little bit of info with y'all. Because in Africa, y'all got maids cooking for you, cleaning for you, doing your yard, doing everything for you. We don't got none of that over here. Because over there, you were paying them little money, change money. Over here, you want a maid, you're going to pay them $20 an hour or more. Because it's a job.
quality seeds. You can put them in foreign soil and they will blossom, they will bloom. And we are excited to welcome you here.
So the Afrikaners, they finally got what they wanted. You could see the smiles on their face. They're so happy to be in America. And this whole thing, it was so controversial. Many black South Africans, they were saying that these Afrikaners, they were living in privilege. But these people, they're saying that they are being brutally attacked, especially on their farms. And now, even Trump is saying that these attacks are happening. Look.
The genocide that's taking place that you people don't want to write about, but it's a terrible thing that's taking place. And farmers are being killed. They happen to be white, but whether they're white or black makes no difference to me. But white farmers are being brutally killed, and their land is being confiscated in South Africa. And the newspapers and the media, television media, doesn't even talk about it. If it were the other way around, they'd talk about it. That would be the only story they'd talk about.
What do you guys think about this? Trump, he signed that executive order back in February, but now we're finally seeing the first wave of Afrikaners arriving in the U.S. I personally think Elon Musk, he asked Trump for a favor. That's why this is all happening. But what do you think? Comment below.
My son told me this. Is it true? He said, you know, those white Africans from South Africa that come into the United States? He said they are bringing them so they can learn to live with black people. I didn't know that.
Thank you for watching Great Minds Blacks.